Welcome to another Sunday night stock talk. Today is August 11th and it is Sunday in 2024. So we are going to talk about some of the current market trends, what's happening for the week to come. We're also going to go over the 10 stocks that I am watching and possibly will be trading this week. Overall, what direction the market is going to be taking, and we are going to dive into our computer right now and get started in just a moment with some of the most anticipated earnings releases, as well as some real-time economic calendar events that you're not going to want to miss, and you're probably going to want to pay attention to for this week. It's going to determine overall whether the market's going to be bullish or whether the market is going to be bearish. So we will start in less than 1 minute here. We're just going to wait for a couple of more people to tune in, and then we will get started. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. I know I am. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend overall, and share in the comments, what did you guys do this weekend? Did you guys go anywhere? You guys busy with kids going back to school, stuff like that? Definitely let me know. I'd love to hear about it. All right. Also, if there's any companies that you want me to call out during this live stream, definitely put the ticker symbol in the comments below, as we will have live comments going on, and we will be able to go over those before the end of the live stream. We'll get to those after we talk about our 10 key companies. Now, what is going on in the market? Let us take a look. This is our investingforbeginnerscommunity.com trading tools page. We have the most useful tools that you can use as a beginner investor everywhere. Anything from, most recent earnings releases. This says August 12th. This is updated every week, as well as real-time economic calendars, which we are going to go over now, advanced real-time charts, as well as 3 stages of reversal, 3 stages of position size, what exactly is support and resistance, and risk-reward win rate chart that you can use. Also some blogs or videos here that you may have missed from our YouTube channel. So with that said, the most recent earnings releases here for this week: Monday, there is going to be Barrick reporting, as well as Rumble. Tuesday is going to be Home Depot, Hut 8, as well as Intap. And then on Wednesday, we're looking at Dole and Public Square, maybe Cisco. And then Thursday, we're looking at Walmart, JD.com, John Deere, and Applied Materials. And Friday, to close, not much going on Friday. So with that said, a real-time economic calendar for this week. Starting on Tuesday, we're definitely going to want to pay attention to the PPI report, not only for the current month, but also year over year. That's going to determine whether we are going to have better results or worse results than the previous month, where we are for the year, and overall what direction the market's going to take. Is everything going to start selling off even more like it sold off last week and the week before, or are we going to see it finally start to recover? And we're going to look at some charts here in just a second. We're going to go over some charts and look exactly at some of the stocks that we're looking at and the overall direction I think that this is going to be going. So again, if you guys have a stock ticker that you want me to go over, definitely put that in the comments and we can go over it in just a little bit. Also, on Wednesday, we have the mortgage market index. We also have the CPI as well for July. We have gasoline, and then another day to look at is Thursday, which is going to be the retail sales, as well as a gas report, natural gas storage. And then I believe Friday had one more event here, And it was the building permits, and so those are going to be very important. There's also the what is it called? Did I miss it? The employment, the jobs release, which was that Monday? For the job claims. So there's a lot going on in the markets this week, and if you guys want to stay tuned in, definitely do so here. Now we're going to go ahead and go over to the charts. Now we have some companies that we're going to be looking at the market overall based off of even SPY. I know SPY is something that a lot of people look at. SPY is down. Not only is it down, 10%, but it has retraced substantially up about 4.5%. Now it is testing this 45-day moving average here, or this EMA, and it likes to stay right along with that EMA. Now every once in a while it'll get away from it, it'll start kind of going back and forth, but overall when there is an uptrend, it is above the 45-day moving average and it is above the 200-day moving average. Now it is curling over. The 45-day moving average is now below the 200-day moving average, and it's showing a downward trend. This can very easily just come right back down. Oops, sorry. This can very easily come right back down and test these 500 levels. We will see exactly what happens, but overall, tomorrow will tell whether or not, hey, this is a resistance level that we need to be aware of. We also have to account for a little bit of this gap right here. So this can possibly be resistance. Is it going to come down, or is it going to potentially go up? That is the main question that we are going to be asking ourselves moving into tomorrow. Now, with that said, that is not one of the companies we're going over, but that basically just shows what the overall market is doing. Now, if we go to TQQQ, this is also a way to track the overall market. And with that said, if you want to stay up to date with all of our current trade ideas, trends, or just get involved with other like-minded individuals, you can definitely do so on our Discord. It's the second link below. You can get involved. We have main chat, swing chat, day trading chats. I share economic calendars. We also have charts and patterns that you can use to be a more successful day trader, to identify breakouts, etc., as well as our weekly economic reports. Every single week we put out these reports. So I want you guys to be aware that there are free resources available to you to use to be a better trader. Okay, I also have my morning live trading sessions here, so if you guys want to see me trade live every single morning at market open, you definitely can. And you can also go back to this archive on our Discord or on our YouTube channel, and you can see every single past live trading session that I've ever done. But the main point is to get those trade ideas. Trade ideas is something I do every single day, so I trade during market open for about 30 minutes to an hour every single day. After I end the live stream, I will then still continue to call out trades, show different various trends or things that I feel like is important to shout out, showing resistance levels, support levels, drawing trend lines, and helping you guys identify and showcase to you exactly what I'm looking at day after day, week after week. And then you can get kind of better overall and start looking at your own stocks and trade setups that you may be trying to look at. So if you guys want to check that out, that is the second link below. And now let us get back to the charts. So Amazon is another one that we are looking at for this week, going from highs of 201 to lows of 150. Now it has retraced back up to about 168, 167 levels, which is an 11%. Now 11% is really good. It is testing this 45-day moving average on the 4-hour. Now you can look at it at the 30-minute if you want, and you can see that it's already crossed over, showcasing that this may start showing upward momentum. If it does, then we can see this start beginning to go up about 14% or so back to those 191 levels. Now if it cannot, oh, and also that's the first resistance. It can even get to highs of 201 for about a 20% profit. Now, the only thing is exactly not knowing exactly what it's going to do, right? So this could continue to sell off and get back down to lows of 150 and then try to retrace back up to this level as well, right? So there is a lot of different variables that we're going to be watching for this week. I'm excited to see exactly what happens, but overall it looks like this is still in a downward trend. It's making lower highs, as you can see, and lower lows. So until this gets up to some higher levels or starts stair-stepping in a way, kind of up like this along this trend line, we're gonna wait to see before investing. Okay. Microsoft, same thing, right? Selling off. Now that Microsoft is coming into this support range area, now it's been trading in this channel for quite some time. And with that said, it's in a buy range area with supports right around this range. You can see that it's starting to have similar patterns here of tracing up or going up in an upward direction. Now, if it hits this EMA line, then we can clearly see it sell off some more. There's nothing saying or stopping this from not selling off more. So, of course, be aware of that it is potential for this to sell off even more. But if you do get a nice bounce or you buy in this level about 406, you can see about a 15% profit on Microsoft. Moving on, JNUG. Now, JNUG is a gold bulls 2 times ETF. So it is double leverage, but look, it's been trading within this channel for quite some time. It traded in this small little channel before a very nice breakout up to these $47 and $50 highs, coming back down to $35, $37, going back up to those $50 levels and coming all the way back down to those $33 lows. And now it's at that $37 level. So come Monday, tomorrow, we will see if this actually breaks this 37.50 range, maybe even break where this blue EMA line is at 38.48 and potentially go up, or will this continue to just drop back down and continue to trade within this channel? Now, if it does go up from where it's currently sitting at $37 and gets up to this first resistance of around $45, you can see a 22% profit, or potentially even almost a 30% profit if it gets up to recent previous highs. Moving on, NVIDIA is the same thing. NVIDIA is showing the same thing here. Now, NVIDIA has sold off quite a bit, but it has retraced. Now, this is interesting because it has stair steps going down, showing clear signs of it going in a downward direction. Now it's starting to actually stair step a little bit. Let me see if I can showcase that. Okay, so it was up and it came down, and it went up and it came down, really down. Now it's up here, it came down, up here, same place, and we're starting to get squeezed. So if it can break out of this area, then we can get a nice breakout, maybe even to highs of 120, which would be very, very nice to see those highs. Now, with that said, this is becoming a resistance here. So this is now going to have to become red until we can get indication that it does break. Do you see this right here? Okay. Don't mind the yellow line. This is just showcasing my stair steps. Lower highs, lower lows, right? Downtrend, as you can see here, very, very big downtrend. And now it's trying to reverse and make higher highs and higher lows up this trend line right here. Do you see that? Perfectly. So if we can continue this progress with NVIDIA, then we can easily see this continue this trend up. Now, of course, tomorrow will really let us know exactly what the market is going to do. We have a couple of levels that we need to break out of, like 107 would be a key breakout, 106.50 would be a key breakout. Which I can easily see this potentially doing, maybe bouncing off of this in the morning and then getting a nice breakout, or it could potentially hit that 107 level and come down. Now, what happens if it comes down? Because you guys are looking and you're seeing Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Intel, Tesla, AMD, TQQQ. A lot of these companies are either invested in each other or invested in similar stocks like AI, tech stocks, stuff like that. So when one goes down, a lot of them do go down with it. Meaning, if this does happen, I'm going to bring up one key company that you can trade if it begins to sell off tomorrow. Okay, now if the markets continue to go up, that's great. We'll have a ton of companies that we can profit off of, 10%, 20%, 30% if the markets go up, if we get good news this week. If it doesn't and it starts to sell off, well, then we have TQQQ. Okay, or SQQQ. Okay, sorry. So this is a ultra short. It's a triple leveraged short position on the market. Okay, so basically if the market does bad, this company will do good and it'll go up. Okay, this ETF. Now, from lows of 980 to highs of 1120, this company moved 14%, or I keep calling it a company, it's an ETF. It moved 14% in one day, in one single day, okay, because the market sold off. So this did really well. Now, if the market sells off and everything starts to go down, then we can easily see SQQQ go from these 970 levels to highs of even $10, possibly even those highs of back to 1122. Now that may be a little bit dramatic to get back to those lows, but it is very possible. I could see, you know, if it pulls back a little bit, maybe locking profits in at that $10 mark in the morning, if it does decide that it opens and it needs to sell off a little. Now, if it doesn't, I would not be invested in this company because SQQQ can come all the way back down to these $8 and even $7.90 levels, which would result in a 14, you know, anywhere from 10 to say $20 loss if you were to hold trying to bet against the market if the market does in fact go up. So be aware, but that is just another option. If the markets do start to sell off tomorrow, you can invest in SQQQ without having to worry about opening a short position. Now, we talked about NVIDIA, we talked about JNUG, we are going to talk about Intel just briefly, and we are going to get this Sunday night session halfway through, and then we'll take some stock ticker symbols that you guys request, okay? So we did talk about NVIDIA, right? That's what we want to see tomorrow. We want to see a breakout. And Intel, we're going to talk about Intel. Now, Intel, I've been tracking for a while. It's been trading within this channel way long before. This was back in May. And we were trading this channel very nicely and had a huge breakout from these $30 levels all the way up to these $35 and $36 levels, then resulting in a sell-off coming back down to previous support. I was like, oh, that's cool, previous support. We're just going to go back up to those resistance levels, and this actually sold off along with all the other companies, right, of course, and it sold off very aggressively that day too, losing 32% in a single day, but losing over 38% overall in this halfway point. And when it's sold off from highs, losing 50% of its market value, guys, 50%. So now Intel, which was trading at $30 to $35, is heavily discounted at only $19.71, $19.80, around that range. Now, obviously, those lines up there, don't worry about those lines up there. Those mean nothing right now. Those are previous support levels which got broken, which makes them somewhat strong resistance levels. But I don't want to clutter the stocks up too much with all the different lines. So I'm just gonna leave them there. Okay, so now we're drawing our support and resistance levels. Clear support here, as you can see, consolidation, stopped making lower lows, starting to go up, and then it actually hit this resistance level. So from 1883 to 2069, it hit those resistance levels, bounced back, and now it's starting to develop higher highs and higher lows. As you can see there, very small high. Now the next low is higher than this low. So if it bounces up and hits this resistance again and comes up here, it'll still be higher. Now if it breaks this trend and it goes lower, then obviously it'll sell off even more. So a lot of these companies are going to be based off of what happens this week, not just tomorrow morning, but on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, and even on Friday with all these different meetings and different releases and earnings, as well as what's going on in the markets, PPI, CPI, and all that as well, will determine if the market goes up or down. And a lot of these companies are going to be based off of that. Again, Tesla, same thing. Tesla, highs of 271, sold off, lows of 181. Now it's testing this 200 resistance level here and this EMA line. What can it do? Well, it can do the same thing, right? It can either go up or go down. But if it's starting to form higher highs, and as again, higher lows, right? Higher lows are being made along this trend line, then we may see it start to trend up, and you can potentially get Tesla for a very nice price of about $200 and right up eventually to highs of 271 for about a 35% profit. Now, if we see it start to sell off, the market sells off tomorrow, then you could easily see Tesla begin to sell off as well, resulting back in maybe, between 196, 195 down to 180 again, which is very possible if the markets begin to sell off. AMD as well, same thing, same story. I'm not going to repeat myself. This is the exact same pattern as we're seeing with all the other ones. If this continues to begin showing a trend up, then we can see that this is bullish. The overall market will be bullish, and we can begin to see progress overall, or it'll begin to sell off. TQQQ, I know we talked about this at the beginning. This tracks the overall market. Now this is the reverse inverse of SQQQ. So this is a pro share triple leverage ETF for the bulls. So it tracks QQQ, and if for all of you who don't know, QQQ Invesco is 1-for-1 of the NASDAQ market. So if it goes up 1%, it goes up 1%. TQQQ will go up 3% if the market goes up 1%. So it's triple leveraged. Great way to make a little extra money, and it's also a little bit cheaper. Same thing, guys. Same thing. I'm going to tell you again, if we can see upward momentum and progress back to these levels, you can see a 40 to 50% return very easily on TQQQ, or it can still sell off. We are very bullish, as you can see here, or are very bearish, as you can see here. Our EMA line has crossed over. The blue line has not crossed over the green 200-day moving average yet. Now, if tomorrow comes and it's getting close and it's able to cross over and we get into some new levels, then we can easily see this become a bullish pattern. But right now, a lot of these companies are still extremely bearish, meaning there is still potential for this to sell off. I don't want you guys to go in thinking, hey, he picked 10 companies that all are going to go up, when in fact all of these companies could go down, and the only one that actually goes up would be SQQQ, which is you shorting the market basically, right? Marathon Digital, we're going to go over this briefly for everyone who likes Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been selling off just along with the market basically over the last couple of weeks. It has been showing signs of consolidation now between 15 and 17, maybe $18, so $15.50 and $18. It had lows of $13.50 and has thus came back up from that level. Now again, two things: it can sell off, come back down to those $13.50 levels, or even just potentially those $15.50 levels for about a 6% loss. Or it can potentially break these new highs, start reversing up, and potentially hit this resistance for a 6% profit. If it breaks through this first resistance at $18 and we can get back up to these $20 levels, then we can see a 22% profit. And if we can get back up to where we were trading at before, $25 to $27 levels, you can see a 50 to 60% profit. But more realistically, for Mara itself, I do believe it's probably just going to kind of bounce around in this level here for a while, potentially maybe going down and then up and then down and then up, and then just kind of consolidating, maybe catching a couple of waves. But really what we want to see is something like this. We want to get that upward direction, right? So it can consolidate for a little while, but overall we want to see upward direction. We don't want to see it consolidate too much, because that doesn't show clear sign that it's bullish. If anything, that just means it can continue to sell off. So we want to see this start making higher highs and higher lows as time goes on. So very excited to see what happens tomorrow with Mara, as there is two key possibilities. I do want to remind you guys, I do go live every single morning, Monday through Friday at market open. So whatever time the market opens in your area, you can guarantee that I will be live trading with our team, our Learn to Earn team that joins us every morning, that is wanting to learn how to trade stocks, day trade, swing trade, etc. You can definitely tune in. You could ask questions, watch and see me trade live in and out of positions. Ask questions as you join and talk with other investors all at the same time while we, have some coffee or whatever it is you drink in the morning. Some of you, it may be a little early, some of you, it may be a little late, but overall, it's at market open. So whatever time the market opens, we will be live. Miko151 said, shoot, I am late. Any thoughts on FFIE? Cool, yeah, I can go over FFIE. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm wrapping up on these last two. Plug Power, as we know, has just been selling off. Clear sign of a downward trend here. Clear sign of a downward trend. Now, it has found a little bit of support. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down here, as this could showcase signs of resistance and this could showcase signs of support. But overall, guys, still a downward trend. I could see this potentially sell off another 6 to 5%. And then maybe potentially bounce off of those lows and get back up to 227 for about a 20% profit. But right now, direction is down. Direction is clearly in a downward trend. So I would not trade this at the moment, okay? Ocugen is something that we are looking at trading, and well, actually we have a position in, honestly. We do have a position in this, about 100 shares at the low. Now we have traded this recently from lows of 121 to highs of, I think, 125 is where I ended up selling, 130, making a few bucks, and then it sold off on August 8th. Kind of trading and consolidating within this level here, which is great. This is exactly what we wanted to see. As if we look on the 4-hour chart, Ocugen has had a nice pattern of previous support and resistance levels being hit consistently without fail. So we will see what happens if this does continue to go up, as it is showcasing since right now signs of it consolidating, hopefully going up tomorrow. We'll see what happens. But for all of you who want to really know, if you got in now at 126 and we're able to sell around this range of even 196, that's a 56% profit. So to put that into perspective, that is $560 on a $1,000 investment. So not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, now, yeah, those are the companies that I'm looking at for this week. Very excited. Definitely some day trades in there for tomorrow. Definitely some swing trades also spread out throughout the week. Let me know if you guys found this interesting. Let's go ahead and look at some of your call outs that you wanted me to do for tonight. FFIE. Now, we have traded this company as well in the past. FFIE is definitely a penny stock. It's just hit $22. Sorry, correction, 22 cents. Now, this has gotten to lows of 18 cents and to highs of 69 cents, which is just incredible, trading and making over 233% in a very small amount of time. That actually looked like within 2 days. Within 2 days, very, very nice, 236% profit. Now, since that huge spike, it has actually been selling off. And then it started trading within this pattern very shortly in this channel here and starting to sell off again. Now we are getting to some key levels here. We are getting to that previous support, as there was support down in this range right before it broke out at 20 cents. Okay, now I do need to remind you that this was trading at 3 cents at the time. So this can go down to 3 cents. But overall, there are some signs of support at 18 cents, 20 cents, and now getting to that 21 cent mark and starting to show signs of consolidation. We can see that if this does bounce off of support levels to that 38 cent mark, which was previous resistance now, of a 70% profit. So definitely something to keep your eyes on for sure. I know I definitely am. I even have my alerts set here that I have a little bit high from when I was tracking it on this last breakout. So we're going to go ahead and look at these. If price is above 23, and we talk a lot about this in our live streams as well, and I go over a lot of these different indicators and things that you may find interesting, that I do on a daily basis, that you may want to know more information on. Definitely reach out to me and we can make that happen, and we can look at some stuff too together, or some of the call outs that you want, and then we can go from there, guys. So very excited to see what happens. Where does this end up? Where does it break out tomorrow? And yeah, if you guys have any other call outs for me, that would be great to let me know since now. Definitely check out our Discord, guys. We would have a profits chat as well, where you can show previous profits from your trading sessions or other people's trading sessions if you wanted, but hopefully from yours. And yeah, and you could showcase that. You know, we do have some very nice profits coming in from not only myself, but from other people. I do showcase my profits or losses every single day. There was a point where we did like 8 days straight with a ton of profits here. Yeah, you can see that right there. Start out very nice, got a lot of profits for that month. And yeah, definitely check out the Discord. A lot of useful information. Like I said, there's even you know, like ETF guides, what are exchanges, SEC filing, how exactly to read a SEC filing, as well as charts, and overall some information on me specifically here, some of my trading criteria checklist, and some of my just information. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate you guys' time. Guess there's no more call outs, so that's great. About a 30-minute Sunday night stock talk. You know, tune in. We do these every week, and don't forget to watch us trade live in the morning at market open. See you there, and remember, guys, let's end the year on a green note.